Hey guys, how are you all doing? Today's tutorial is about one of the most beloved mages in the game, Selena. Everyone wants to become a main, but the difficulty in her gameplay prevents most people. Using those dashes and landing the stuns sometimes seems like an impossible task, and because of that, many players end up giving up on playing her. But what if I told you that playing her is easier than it looks? That's right. Playing Selena only requires a bit of practice and dedication. So don't worry, because in this video, I'll show you the best way to truly master this mage. I'm going to explain in a simple and detailed way how her passive and skills work. And in the end, I'll give you some tips on build, gameplay, and a few combos to help you carry your matches more easily. Let's start the tutorial with her passive. Selena's passive allows her to switch between two forms, the Elven form and the Abyssal form. In Elven form, she applies the so-called Abyssal marks when she deals damage to enemies. These marks can stack up to 2 times and last for 8 seconds. Later I'll explain what these marks are for. In Abyssal form, Selena becomes a melee hero and her basic attacks deal bonus damage based on her total magic power. Additionally, her abilities deal bonus damage to enemies with abyssal marks and remove 1 stack of those marks. Now that you know how the passive works, let's move on to the skills. Aina's skills alternate depending on the form she is in, so to make it simpler, let's start with the Elven form. Skill 1 in Elven form. Rows a type of trap in a designated location. These traps last for 60 seconds and can stack up to 3 on the map. Additionally, they become invisible to enemy eyes. So you understand better, here's how it works. If there are already 3 traps active on the map and you place a 4th, the first one will disappear. And it will continue like that. But what are these traps for? It's quite simple. If an enemy steps on one of these traps, it will cause slow and apply an abyssal mark. Then it will explode, causing more damage, more slow, and applying another mark to enemies within the explosion radius. But the biggest advantage of these traps is the map vision they provide. They can be used as vision points on the map. If used correctly, you'll have great map control. Skill 2 in Elven form. This is Selena's main weapon and what makes her an annoying mage to play against. Selena launches an Abyssal Spectre in a designated direction. The skill range is very long, capable of hitting enemies from a great distance. When it hits an enemy, they will be stunned from 0.5 to 2.5 seconds and an abyssal mark will be applied. The stun time depends on the distance the Abyssal Spectre travels. The farther it travels, the longer the stun duration. If an enemy is stunned for 1 second or more, Selena gains 60% movement speed for a short time. If during its path, the Abyssal Spectre passes over a trap, the trap will be carried along with the Spectre. This way, it's easier to apply marks. For the Abyssal form, I'll start with Skill 2 to make it easier to understand. Skill 2 in Abyssal form is basically a dash, but with a twist. If the enemy has 1 or 2 abyssal marks, the damage will be much higher and 1 mark will be removed. And when a mark is removed, the cooldown of this skill is reset. This is Selena's main source of damage and mobility. Skill 1 in Abyssal form. Selena channels energy for a few seconds, and her next basic attack deals bonus damage and gives her a shield based on her magic power. If the enemy has 1 or 2 marks, the damage is increased and 1 mark is removed. And when a mark is removed with this skill, the cooldown of the second skill is reset. Ultimate. Selena's ultimate is basically used to switch between her 2 forms. When switching forms, Selena resets all her skills and gains a brief movement speed boost. Combos. There are countless combos you can perform when playing Selena, but I'll show you 2 very simple ones to start. Combo 1. This combo is very simple to perform. Its goal is to deal quick damage and escape. Pay close attention not to mess up during the match. See how simple it is? Besides dealing good damage, you still have a dash to escape. Combo 2. This combo is a bit harder, but with training and dedication, you'll master it. In this combo, you'll deal as much damage as possible with your skills. Pay close attention. Did you see how many dashes? This will easily burst any mage, marksman, or assassin enemy. These two combos deal a lot of damage, but sometimes it's not enough to burst tankier enemies. To fix that, let's boost that damage with a good build and... Selena is a mage focused on burst damage. The best thing to do is to buy items to enhance that damage. Holy Crystal is a must-have item in your build, due to the high magic power it provides. Starlium Scythe is a perfect item to combo with your first skill in Abyssal Form. Lightning Truncheon is also a great choice to boost your burst damage. Genius Wand or Divine Glaive are excellent items if the enemy team has a lot of tanky heroes. The most recommended emblem is the Mage emblem due to the magic power and cooldown reduction. For the first talent slot, I recommend Rupture, Thrill, or Inspire. For the second slot, I only recommend Weapons Master or Wilderness Blessing. For the last slot, I recommend Lethal Ignition, Quantum Charge, or Impure Rage. But remember, all of this is situational. These are some builds I use and recommend for those starting out. Of course, you can adapt depending on the match. And before we end the video, I'll give you some tips to enhance your gameplay with Selena. Selena has a very strong early game, since she unlocks her full kit of skills at level 2. Always at the start, ask for help from your rotation to clear the first wave. Selena has a bit of difficulty in the beginning. Don't stay stuck in mid-lane trying to hit the enemy mage. After level 2, use your early game advantage to help your team. Train your second skill in Elven Form a lot, as it's Selena's main weapon. 50% of Selena's gameplay is that skill. Don't restrict yourself to using traps only with the intention of enemies stepping on them. The main advantage of those traps is the map vision they provide. Use them wisely. Every time you use your skills, switch forms. It doesn't make sense to walk around without skills when you have 2 extras. Your main goal on the map is to burst squishy enemies, but be careful because she's also an easy target. That's why it's very important to know how to position yourself and wait for the right time to engage. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next ones. Thank you so much, and see you next time.